Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, cottagers. Welcome to Exciting Games with a Garden, the 2023 edition. My forecast for what games I'm excited to try this year that include my absolute favorite gameplay element, farming. Now, as a disclaimer, not all of these games are farming sims. The focus of many of them is not actually farming, but they have all listed that cultivating plants or raising livestock will be part of their gameplay. In no particular order, let's get into it. Songs of Glimmerwick. This is a narrative magical academy RPG where the magic system is based off of music. Coming to us sometime in 2023, we'll be able to attend classes, grow some ostensibly magical plants, and do plenty of exploring in and around the university. The art style looks gorgeous, the concept sounds delightful, and I'm excited to see which magical plants will be growing. I won't lie, when this comes out, I'm probably just going to become a mole person and play through it with single-minded focus. While I don't think it'll be something that we play through entirely on stream, mainly because I won't be able to wait that long between play sessions. We'll definitely be making some time on launch day and some streaming sessions around then to experience it together. Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life. This is a remake of the game that was previously my absolute favorite farming sim of all time before Doraemon Story of Seasons took that crown. The GameCube era will always have a special place in my heart and A Wonderful Life along with it. When it was announced, I screamed. I may have cried a little, and I'm so excited to go back and experience this game all over again. We'll eventually be playing through the original in full on this channel as well, but we'll definitely be checking out the remake this summer when it launches simultaneously on PC and Switch. Critter Crops. What's not to love about a hand-drawn, Halloween-themed farming sim? Releasing in Q3 2023, Critter Crops' protagonist is a young witch who is banished and ends up in the sleepy Murmur town, where she's all set up to grow some interesting crops and meet plenty of friends. This game looks very sweet, and I'm excited to have it in time for spooky season this year. The Garden Path. I've been eagerly awaiting this game and am going to be extremely excited when it finally does launch. This life sim takes place in a large garden where we get to grow all sorts of plants, meet new friends to talk or trade with, and do some fishing. The pace of this game looks to be very relaxing and cozy. The art style is straight out of a gorgeous picture book, and of course, since it's centered around gardening, there should be plenty of horticultural pursuits to enjoy. Set to release in spring 2023, this is one I've definitely got my eye on. Pixelshire. Imagine a farming sim, but with terraforming. This is what had me checking out Pixelshire. Perhaps a bit more action-packed than some of the other games on the list, this life sim is set to include building up the town, exploring the continent, getting into a bit of combat here or there, and planting whatever size garden you desire. Fae Farm. Coming to Switch this spring, Fae Farm is going to be a rare co-op farming sim with up to 4 players. In a fairy tale world where magic abounds, Fae Farm invites us to grab our trusty hoe and get digging. Whereas most farming sims are single player, this game is giving us the option of both local and online multiplayer with up to 3 friends all working on the same farm. If you've ever felt like you could use a buddy to help you harvest efficiently, now's the time. If you're a player who doesn't enjoy combat or non-farming elements to your farming sims, you'll now be able to invite other players to give you a helping hand. No more crying alone in the mines. Snacko. With 2D characters in a 3D world a la Paper Mario, a cat protagonist, and fluffy cows, I'm sure I'm not the only one who had their eye on Snacko. After all, what could be better than cats and farming? The world looks incredibly charming and excellent to explore, the livestock perfectly huggable, and with that, I was honestly sold. With development in the home stretch, I'm hopeful that we'll see this game releasing this year, and we'll get to meet all the adorable characters sometime soon. One Lonely Outpost. For all you sci-fi fans out there, this next game might be more to your taste. One Lonely Outpost is coming out in early access in March 2023, and sees your spaceship landing on a planet that looks more like a wasteland than a farm. It's your job to turn it into a verdant landscape, either through traditional earth farming methods or by making use of some of the local flora and fauna instead. I'm not normally one for space adventures, but I might be making an exception for One Lonely Outpost. Coral Island. If all goes well, I'm hoping that Coral Island will leave early access in late 2023 and I'll finally be able to try it. Because early access originally only allowed you to play through the first seasons, I gave the game a pass, but I'm very excited to give this one a go. Coral Island is a farming sim that takes place on a lush tropical paradise that could use a little sprucing up. Players will be able to grow crops, raise livestock, build, fish, dive, and meet plenty of interesting characters in this one. There's no official release date, but it has been estimated that early access would last 1 year, and since it released mid-October 2022, I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll see a full release by year's end. Blue Oak Bridge. Another game that launched in early access in 2022, Blue Oak Bridge is a magic-based farming sim with interesting storybook graphics that launched at the end of November. Early reviews note that it definitely has the early access unpolished feeling, but that foundation for good gameplay is there. I'm hopeful that we could see a full release in 2023 that might entice me to try this one out because a farming sim that utilizes magic spells is refreshing enough for a look. Terra Nil. Now, this one isn't strictly a farming game, but rather a reverse city builder, all about ecosystem reconstruction. I put it on the list because I'm excited about it and because my own gardening tendencies lean heavily towards the feral nature of 19th century romanticism. I'm rather entranced by this game. Coming from the developer sometime this year, I'm hopeful that it'll be a cozy game not unlike Dwarf Romantic, but with an extra green twist. And that completes my list of exciting games of the garden for 2023. Are you particularly excited about any of these? Were there any games that didn't make the list that you'd like to recommend I check out? This year is looking very good for greener gameplay fans, both with more traditional games and a few that look ready to shake things up. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you all have an excellent rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, and I will catch you all soon, cottagers.